Greetings. The purpose of this video is to provide a primer to the Oregon and Washington Aerial Survey Detection Data Review web map. And briefly, the purpose of this map is to display in near real-time fashion aerial survey data collected by forest health specialists pertaining to forest and insect and disease damage in the Pacific Northwest. What I'd like to do right now is just take a start and look at the WWETAC web page, which is a common portal for entry into the map. This page provides some basic information about how the map works and the purpose of developing the map. And we try to populate the map with aerial survey data, which is received roughly in 10-day intervals from the surveyor. So our definition of near real time is about 7 to 10 days after collection from the air. At the end of this presentation, I will provide this this URL once again for your reference. Let's just go ahead and take a look at the map by clicking on this link from the main web page. For demonstration purposes, what I have in the map right now is the 2012 flight lines for Washington, and then a very small segment of the Oregon flight lines from 2012. Because as of this date, May 15th, 2013, we have yet to receive any survey data. The survey has not yet begun for the 2013 season. So briefly, how this tool works: it's a web map. It functions in a browser, and so there's no specialized GIS software needed. And once you have the map open, you can of course save this URL to your as a bookmark, so you have it handy to take a look at the map on a semi-daily basis to see if your area, your specific area of interest has been covered. And unlike last year, the way this map is going to work this year is that we're going to have just one flight line layer and one polygon layer for each state, and I'll just consecutively add new data as that becomes available to me, and to each of these state-specific layers, so that the way we envision this map being used is that you will open the map, and then the minute that you see that your area has been covered, then you will know that there's polygon data available for your specific area of interest, and that you can go ahead and view that data. So the flight lines will sort of progress as the survey goes along, with eventually being all the forested areas for that survey year being represented or covered by flight lines. But getting a little ahead of myself, so first let's just introduce some of the features of this map. Over on the right here, we have these things we call content panes, and the content panes help organize some of the content of the map. And you can see that as I'm clicking back and forth here, that only one content pane can be shown at a time. And the top content pane is the legend, contains some symbology information about the data that are presented in the map. And then the next three content panes have some different types of layers that you can turn on and off in the map. And the next two, Washington and Oregon ADS layers, the data that are presented in the map on the aerial survey, are divided up into the two states, Oregon and Washington. Some near real-time forest disturbance data from the Forewarn and NRTFD programs, and then some tools that I'll go over here in a little more detail on how to interact with the particular map. So some basic stuff too about how to control the extent of the map. There's a slider bar over here on the left that will zoom you in and out. But probably a more convenient way to change the extent of the map is to hold down your control key and then left click and drag a box hold down the shift key, not the control key, excuse me, and then you can drag a rectangle and zoom to that particular extent of that rectangle that you've digitized on the screen. So, and to pan around is just left clicking on your mouse and just kind of grab the map and move it wherever you need it to be. So some of the tools that we've developed, and again, the way we envision this map to be used is that as an area gets covered and the data are posted on the geospatial servers, you will see a flight line area of encompassing the areas that have been surveyed, and then as you zoom in closer, you will see the polygons associated with that survey. So here's an area of Northwest Oregon, and as we zoom in on it, pan over here a little bit, we should see some polygons. Didn't have them turned on, so now they're turned on, and we can see there's some polygons that have been collected. And you zoom in far enough and you will see some labels describing these polygons. So there's some data right there that were collected with this hypothetical survey right here. So zoom in far enough and you will see the labels for the polygons. Okay, so now taking a look at some of the tools that we have available in the map. There's some of these are different from last year. The first one to take a look at is just a simple opacity slider, and using this tool I can just control the transparency of the layers, of any of the layers that are currently displayed in the map. And the next tool is a export map tool, and this is new for this year. This allows you to output as a graphics file a map that will display in your browser, which then you can download and store locally on your PC. So the steps in using this export map tool is first to select the format that you'd like to use. There's a bunch of different graphics formats, and then PDF, portable document format, which is probably the preferred format for doing emails. And then there's a number of different templates that you can use, and you can experiment with which ones of these you like best for a particular map, and as well as a legend-only and map-only graphics that you can put those two together and sort of build your own map in a document if that's what you would prefer. So if we go ahead and pick WTM landscape here, and as the tool is running, it'll say, when it's finished running, it'll say print out right here. Right now it's building the map on the server, and when it's done, it will this button here will change to a link that says print out, and we'll click that and get access to our map at that time. While that's operating right there, I'd like to show you just a little bit too about some of the other features of the map. We have three different base maps to choose from: topographic, and then of course imagery is what we looked at first, and then street map, and then imagery, which uses satellite and NAPE based imagery. Okay, so our map is done. Let's take a look at it here. We click on this link, and then the map will be loaded in our browser from the server. And so you can see up here in the URL that this is a PDF, and to save this locally for local use, or if I wanted to email it to somebody, I can just go to my browser, right click and put save page as, and then of course I don't have to stick with this complicated file name here. I can name it whatever I would like. And save it locally, and and email it off or put it in a report, whatever your objectives are. Okay, so that's the export output, export map output. And next we have the identify tool, and this tool is just a tool that you will use to poke on a polygon. You get a little bit more information from the database about that polygon. And the important thing to remember here is that you need to tell the application which layer that you'd like to use for the identify. And in this map, they're just going to be the two layers that are available, the Oregon ADS data or the Washington ADS data. We're in Oregon, so we have the right one selected. So if I click on a polygon here, we'll get a pop-up that gives us a little more information from the survey that's included in the database about this particular polygon. And finally, we have a tool that's basically is the bookmark tool that saves spatial extents for the map. And so what this is just doing a bookmark of the extent of our map, that we can save that locally to our computer. So if we have areas of interest that we want to take a look at, we can save those extents and save having to pan and zoom to a specific area each time. So for example, I'm going to click Add Bookmark right here and give it a name. And then change the extent of the map. Give it another bookmark, or give it another name. Now I can click on those bookmarks and go right to those different map extents, as well as we have a bookmark that's preloaded with the map that takes us to the Three Sisters area of Central Oregon. So, and these bookmarks are saved with your browser, so that you should see them again when you reopen the map. However, at this time we cannot transfer those. Like you can't email this bookmark and have somebody else bring it into their map. So that's a quick look at the Region 6 Aerial Survey Data Review Map. And if you have any questions about this, here's the URL for the intro page on the WWETAC site, and which has a link to the map itself and some other information. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give me a call and or drop me an email. Thanks very much.